Kijk, is in Engels. Hier as Botha. I'm a software developer at Human Inference, part of the data platform team, where we build software to help companies with golden records. I've always, in the back of my mind, was something that I want to do is to move abroad. With that in mind, I made sure that I not made sure, but I took the steps to ensure that I get a degree that is internationally recognized from the beginning, and that I don't have to do any conversion and so forth regarding that. I think it was more the Netherlands chose me. I've actually, myself and my wife was looking at New Zealand at this stage, and then we moved, and I had the opportunity where somebody contacted me from the Netherlands, and then we started thinking this might be useful or a nice adventure to move to the Netherlands instead of New Zealand or Australia, where if we want to travel anywhere, we had to then travel by airplane and couldn't quickly catch a train to wherever we want to go. I got in touch with Olav prior, it was several months earlier, and wasn't directly for Human Inference. But when they did contacted me eventually in regards to or for the position to work at Human Inference, I took a chance. There were some things in the stack that I didn't have, but I said, let's try it. And yeah, we're here today. Okay, so it started off obviously me sending my CV, and then we had an initial short meet and greet with myself, Diane, and Sonia. After that, there was a logic test. It's not a programming test per se, but it's those picture things that you have to match the patterns and the normal logic test that you usually get. After that, then a few months went by, or months or weeks went by, I got contacted for the position then at Human Inference. That entailed then a meeting with the MD. Then I had a technical interview, and then I had a presentation interview, which was different from what you usually get, but it was quite nice. From there, the letters of intent started, and then the paperwork. There were tons and tons of paperwork. Luckily, I've got a wife that is excellent and things like that, and helped with the whole process. But Lindsay from Olav also then put me in contact with a relocating company, which helped with the applying at the embassies and all the nitty-gritty things. And then they also, Lindsay also put me in contact with Dutch home hunters, if I remember the name correctly, that helped with finding a place to stay in Arnhem. And that helped a lot, because housing in the Netherlands is challenging, and with a pet even more challenging. So unfortunately, our third month was over December. So we planned for 3 months, but it took a little bit more to the 4.5 month mark, because as soon as the letter of intent started, we already started applying for, because my passport was only valid for a year still, so I had to update or get a new passport. Then getting the papers apostilled. We actually used a company that specializes in those type of things, because I know people take forever, the papers get lost, and it is a nightmare. So that's something I would actually recommend is to get somebody to help you with that. Yeah, so we sat, December was a quiet month, so you can't include it, but it is something that you have to. And then also Omicron came, and everything was put on hold for Omicron. Yeah, I started working remotely from South Africa from October already. So I had a time to virtually meet the team and teams and everyone. And then in January, end of January, beginning February, I could start meeting everybody face to face. So it's been I think it makes it a little bit easier to first meet the people virtually, because you don't have to get that bomb shock of knowing everybody from day one. In South Africa, it's a bit more prominent that you have your first 3-month probation period. So it gives you a little bit of time to make you realize, are you ready for this? Because it is a big step. And having that time to see, am I comfortable at work? Because yeah, I think it will give you and the people that you're working for the opportunity to see, did this guy talk nonsense or did this company talk nonsense? Because it's a two-way relationship, it's always. And I think it helps with that. It's a thing I'll definitely, if I ever move abroad again, hopefully not, because it's not fun, would recommend or would want to do to make sure that it eases the process. So at Olav, we found on, well, I found them on, like I said, just exit search. I found them on Facebook. They were recommended by somebody on Facebook, and then I contacted Diane from there. And yes, the thing that makes them, I think, a little bit different from most other recruiting companies is they eat their own pudding. And what I mean with that is they employ South Africans themselves. It is not a recruiting company that gets South African, but they have no idea of what our culture, or the South African culture is about, but also who we are as people. And I mean, this is coming to a different country is a big step. And having that sympathy and knowing that the people you're talking to understands that makes it fun, and that they obviously also know that we are curious about the Dutch culture. Like December, we even got our own center class cadeautjes, and it was all fun. I mean, it was really fun, and we had a online not a webinar, but a get together and center class there. It was quite fun. So I would definitely recommend them, and the fact that they know and make it so comfortable, so exciting to come over is definitely. Due to the fact that I started exactly, myself and Ferring, one of the other candidates, started on the same day at Human Inference, made it so much more easier, because we could swap notes, what's this one doing, and we work in 2 different teams, but we still have a lot of contact, and I think we're friends. I mean, and it makes that whole process a lot easier. We even came to the Netherlands a week apart, and it really makes it fun. Also having that type of, it's not just you at this new company, but it's 2 of us together. Yes, she's from Cape Town, but it's still, the relationship is a lot easier and it smooths over the whole process.